So GER Class 52. This was Norwegian, built in Berlin, and I'm just going to have a wander up into the cab. This is at Bressingham, so let's go in. It's pretty dark, and yeah, it's actually quite cosy. Yeah, I do like this. Built for, like I say, built in 1944 for the war effort. And this is pretty much the view from the driver's side. These are indeed right-hand drive, as you can see. Quite a decent sized grate in there. You can't really see very well. If I can get a torch. Yeah, you can't really see that at all. But it doesn't have the pantograph wiper. So, yeah, used for the wall. And I think this must be the only one left in the country now. The one at the New Valley's gone back to Belgium. So what have we got here? So we've got the regulator, which is of course here, and we have, what else do we have? Yeah, the water gauges there, and we also have yeah, so we have driver's gauges. So the so what have we got? Boiler pressure, air pressure and brake pressure there. It's very dark in here, so it's very difficult to light the place. And of course we have just down there speedo. Yeah. So yeah, so like I say, there was one at the New Valley for many years which went back to Belgium. These are very much designed to be used in the winter, as of course we've got a fully enclosed cab. And you are really quite high up. So let's have a wander around. Let's wander outside again. Bit of a steep step out there. So you really are quite high up. The running boards, for example, I'm 6'3", and I can stand up right underneath them. So yeah, this one was stuck in a tunnel up until 1973, where it was brought here. It did steam for a while, but it's currently very much out of steam. It's out of ticket, and yeah, that sounds like another train coming in. So yeah, on to the next bit, I think. Yeah, so we also have here the back side of the tender. Now these came in various different formats, the tenders. Some of them had an extra cab for the guard, some of them had a more square, so these are more like a tub, but some of them are square. And we also have electric lighting as I knock into everything. Yeah, so she's a big old girl. I'd love to see her moving, but unfortunately there's only one or two railways in the country which will fit such a large locomotive, unfortunately. So yeah. Okay, so this is another interesting one. This is a Fireless locomotive. So what would happen is this would normally work on a site where it would be quite dangerous to have an open flame. So you can see there, it's like just the back of the boiler in there. And if we come out to the front, you'll see that there is a pipe. Now this would get hooked onto an external boiler, and steam pressure would essentially be moved and stored inside of here. And then the locomotive, which, as you'll see, it's a bit back to front compared to more conventional locomotives. And you've got the steam cylinders here, and the steam would feed from the back of the steam chest down into here and be controlled by the regulator, and you could drive it around, shunt it, and then when it needs a bit more steam power, you take it up to your boiler and refill it. And this was safer to use because it wouldn't cause sparks, it wouldn't leave smoke everywhere, and yeah, so there'd be no chance of the combustible materials combusting. Now, you have this locomotive here, King Haakon, and she is Norwegian State Railways, and this one's a little bit different to what you'd expect, as there was some modifications made for the Tarzan movie, one of them being the cowcatcher on the front, and I'm not too sure about that chimney. But the other thing is, this isn't weather warm, this is actually weathered, as in by the production company, and it is got the African Railway livery. Now I can't quite recall what it says, so let me have a quick look. It is Compagnie du Chemin de Fer du Congo. So yeah, Congo State Railways, I suppose. Yeah, I believe there is one of these on the Kent and East Sussex, which steams, and I think one of these also visited the Nene. Oh no, it was actually on the Great Central for a while. So yeah, this is a much more traditional style of loco, really. You've got your All-Shots valve gear. What I'm guessing is the air compressor for air brakes. You've got the false livery, of course, and a cab which you obviously can't climb up into. So yeah, these are actually quite pretty little locos, I think. Yeah, so I mean, if you go up to it and have a look at this, measuring it, yeah, it's like it's been covered in modelling weather powders. It's very strange. Anyway, that is pretty much most of the loco shed explored. So we have fire engines. I didn't expect anything like this. So what have we got there? Mercedes. Bedford. Another Mercedes. Comma. Renault or Dodge. Merryweather. and a Dennis. Yeah, very pleasant. So this is the running shed, and we have Martello. Yeah, something built in 1875. Yeah, quite a small locomotive, and I think this one actually steams, as this is the what looks to me like the running shed. So yeah. So this looks like an O2, I think, actually, which has been dressed up a little bit like the Wisbeach and Upwell tramway because of the side skirts, and I believe it's got a cowcatcher on it. Yes. So I do like the wash stripes on these. Let's go up into it. Where I've fallen and killed myself somehow. It's quite warm. So, what I'm guessing is the brake air pressure, of course it's written there. And there would have been oil pressure, odometer and gearbox air pressure. So, this I believe is the driving control, so I'm guessing this is possibly an air brake. Or is it not? So I believe this is the gearbox. So yeah, looks to be the gearbox. That is. So yes, maybe this is. No, I think this is the brake. Yeah, there's another one over that side. Yeah, if someone could tell me what actually these controls are, and the merry-go-round has just stopped. And wow, it is hot in here today. Yeah, so I'm guessing a handbrake of some description. Let's go back outside. Yeah. So they look like they've got quite a short standard gauge line. So let's go over into one of the other sheds, I think. So this is another one of the locomotive sheds, so let's have a look at what we have here. GER and Sons Limited, Leaston Works. So we have a traction engine, and yeah, so ER603. I do love the colours. They really did take care of them back in the day, I believe, and especially now they take even more care of them. So let's go back across the room. So we have some stationary engines here. So you have the vertical boiler, and which will feed steam over to this, which will be a low pressure engine, I believe. So you've got the cylinder here which will drive this up and down, and this rocking arm which goes down onto, that's essentially a valve gear, isn't it? So which rotates, and this rotate moves, basically generating the energy for whatever it is you're wanting to do, and in this case it's a pumping engine. So let's keep moving around, I think. So what do we have here? We have more sort of industrial engines. So you have what is a model of a large boiler. So this would have, sort of ships and things would have had that sort of thing, and more stationary engines. There is more locomotives. So it does actually say what some of these are. So horizontal engine. So that's linked to shafts. Okay. So doesn't say what this one is. Looks a lot older though to me. And I find it amazing that even for industrial use there was still lining. They still took care of their equipment really. I think there's pride in it. So we have even more of the stationary engines. And we have an incomplete traction engine. So this is the only standard gauge Beyer-Garratt in the UK. So Lynn Francis, worth looking up the Cressida Green Soul slip on this one. It's very interesting. So yeah, Colliery engine. Nice. So that sound you can probably hear is actually the I believe it's the Rainhill procession. I've got a CD of it. Yeah, I'm that guy. So let's keep walking. So another road traction engine. Lots of program type stuff here as well. It's quite interesting actually. So yeah, so we have well, yeah, exactly what it says. So the back of the Beyer-Garratt, William Francis that's called. So we are onto some coaching stock. Let's have a wander. Ah, yeah. So I believe these are part of the Royal Train. So we have here, yeah, the timetables. Let's walk them up. I do recognise these because they've got similar ones at the National Railway Museum up in York. So let's have a gander. So who did this one belong to? Queen Alexandra. It's alright, I suppose. Yeah, this would be right, so right, so was this used for King George VI's funeral? Members of the royal family and the remains of His Majesty King George VI. And yeah, it looks very, very comfortable. I wonder how often this was actually really used. Yep. And the other side, we have. So this one belonged to Queen Elizabeth, I believe. Yeah, built in 1957. Ooh, a bath. Ooh. I think that bed might be too small for me. It looks comfortable still though. And yes, this was also was used by Charles as well as the ladies in waiting. Okay, let's walk back over this way. So down here, Great Eastern, number 87, 060, and Granville, Beyer-Garratt Granville, and yeah, I believe this is similar to Captain Baxter on the Bluebottle. Let's have a quick wander. Yeah, it looks very similar. I have just spotted something, and I've walked right past this. Yes, this is a really low saddle tank. I'm guessing this is for really low clearances, because you can see, well, this height is about as tall as I am, so it's really quite a compact little locomotive, a little bit like Alfred and Judy over in Bodmin, I think they're at. So it's let's walk back. So this was at the NRM. It is part of the National Collection, this one.
Here are some different types of mechanically operated semaphore signals. Upper quadrant, stop and distance signals have arms which move upwards to the off position.
Basically carriage boards. These went over the back of the last corridor on the back of the train.
Arms which move downwards to the off position. These signals control running units.
Yeah, and we have logo numbers. And another one of the National Collection. I think the NRM are actually spreading themselves over the country a little bit. So, Class E4. So this is actually quite a... This is a really pretty livery of the Great Eastern Railways. The you can see with this blue and its red lining. I mean, back in the Edwardian times and the Victorian times as well, the railway companies were very proud, even of their rather lowly locomotives. They would have quite ornate liveries, and yeah, she's quite a beautiful machine. You can see these are both Great Eastern Railway, and you can see from the similar livery, well, the same livery in fact, just obviously one's a tender engine. And I mean, look, even the axle boxes are polished. Yeah, I get that this is for display, but yeah, and look at the size of these leaf springs. I don't think I'm going to be moving that anytime soon. Quite a lot of tension on it as well. So, just one more over in this shed, and this is the London, Tilbury and Southend Railway locomotive. This is a... Yeah, that's quite loud. I'll just walk around this. think that's it for this shed. So I've just walked over here from the other engine shed and got I think both of these are Hunslet. So Gwynedd and Cloister. Again, both very nicely painted, actually, very clean. Yeah, so let's walk a bit further along. Yep. We have a diesel loco, is it? Diesel hydraulic? A diesel mechanical? I don't actually know. Maybe someone could tell me. So just walking into the exhibition hall. Off we go. Austin 8 military type 2-seater. I don't think I'd fit in there. Again, more traction engines around this side. So we have Bertha. This is road registered as well. And yep, that's some steamrollers now. Beware of the steamroller. It's a barrel. And when was this built? Oh, it's made in Thetford, so it's local. And there's plenty more here. Right, so we have got Jones's butcher's van from Dad's Army. So this was used in the movie. So it is a Ford, but I don't know exactly what it is. So Ford model AAF, that's it. So look at the driving position. So it looks like. Not too bad. Again, I'd struggle. I'm a big guy. And we can see the flaps for the rifles. I do love this this writing. Yeah, so yeah, James Butcher's van. Wilmington 4871. Excellent. So James the Butcher's. Can't walk in, but I can have a quick look. Yeah, so take a little while focusing. Yeah, very nice. Swallow Bank. Again, lots of equipment. I'm not entirely sure how to use. Yeah, looks a lot like Lloyd's to me. Yeah, so clock and EV day newspaper. And I have just noticed some currency. Very interesting. Let's keep walking. So, have an Anderson shelter. That's very dark in here. Let's have a look. Very tight, very quite claustrophobic actually. And all those are not comfortable. That's hard. Very hard. Yeah. And very obviously this is dark and this is starting to be a bit more what they're like to be in, but well, it's claustrophobic. I think I'm going to get out now. We're still walking around, and yep, this is actually something I'll remember of. So let's have a look at the layout. This is 16mm to the foot, and it looks like, yeah, there's a 32mm gauge here. Well, it's quite a nice, really quite a nice layout. Wow. Lots of space for some fast running, I think. And over on this side, we have the 4mm. Well, this is double O gauge. By the looks of it, there's some kit-built locomotives. Some of it ready to run. The track is a standard fare by the looks of it. Quite nice though. Yeah, I wouldn't say that having one at home. Right, let's keep moving along. There's lots of model displays up here. So, what do we have? We have a threshing machine. And wow, the model traction engine to match it. So Marshall threshing drum and elevator. So yeah. So, move further on. And what have we got here? Model Fireless B6. Okay. Move further along. So, yeah, live steam, coal-fired by the looks of it. I'm not entirely sure on the gauge actually. 10 inch? 12 inch? Is it supposed to be a broad gauge locomotive? I'm not sure. Can someone tell me more about that? And presented to the National Model Railroad Association, British region by the Canadian Pacific Railway. So, yeah, Canadian Pacific Bell. Yeah, something like that is on the front of Dominion of Canada now. Over in Canada. British Rail, this looks like some kind of parcels truck. Have a look background. So it looks like some of this is being reconfigured. Now, this is quite a famous poster for other reasons being, I'm taking an early holiday because I know summer comes soonest in the south. However, the LSWR took this and they stylised it. So there's the great big Pacific locomotive, and it's basically and there's the driver right the way up at the top, shouting down on the tiny boy, and it says "Take me by the Flying Scotsman." It's one I've got a copy of at home. It's one of my favourites. So what else have we got? So we've got some station boards and some various warning signs. which you could probably do with more of these actually nowadays. And the various pressure gauges. So you've got a Southern Rail, LNER, London South Western, London Midland Scottish, London North Western, Great Eastern, Great Central, London Midland, British Rail, LNER, Southern, BR, Great Eastern, Southern, GNR, that's Great Northern, London Brighton and South Coast, MSJ and AM, I'm not entirely sure on that, and we have GWR, MSJ, again I'm not sure on that one, and the Southern Railway. So let's go back around further, and yeah, so we've got the bell for Archangel, yeah. There's oil cans, petroleum, burning oil basically, locomotive lamps and station lamps. Now I think I actually have something like this at home. I need to dig it out. More British Railway era paraphernalia, and we have a couple of whistles, and of course more lamps. If you really like your railway lamps, this is a good place for you. So let's make our way back downstairs again. So here's an interesting thing, a sectioned locomotive boiler. So you'd have the heat, and this would all be full of water. So you get the heat coming through these pipes, heating the water. Then the heat is drawn and then fed into the cylinders. Let's get back to some more vehicles. This is part of the Dad's Army collection. So, Leyland Cub open pump. So this is 4.4 litre straight six and 62 brake horsepower with 12 miles to the gallon. You cannot beat that sort of economy. So let's have a wander. Yeah, I think I need to. So. Why not? Holland County Fire Brigade. So let's have a quick walk around this. Yep, tyres are good. I don't know my fire engine, so you can see obviously where the hoses would come out the back, and you've of course got the extendable ladder on the top. Let's have a quick walk around, squeeze past the phone box. And that is a decent boot space. And what do we have here? The dust cart. So I don't know anything about this. This is obviously dressed up for the show. Yeah, that bed is a lot of fun. Let's have a keep walking. So we also have here 15-inch gauge crop. So I've seen pictures of this one, but I've never seen it. So let's have a look around. So here's Rosen Cavalier. Right. I do like this sort of, sort of a dark green, but yeah, it's a very pretty engine. Not much room for more than one of you, but of course, what have you got here? So you've got the whistle controls, the brake reversal, or is that one of these is things? Yeah. Let's keep walking. So steamroller. Yep, and a narrow gauge Kobe. Let's have a look at this one. So, yeah, so it's powered up by a simplex engine, which I'm guessing it's similar to the War Department, like the Tin Turtles and things used for in the First World War. British Postal Museum Archive. I've seen quite a lot of travelling post office stuff, so as the train's going along, up this end, a bag would get hung. Yep, you can see there the bag being hung, and that would get caught in the basket. And yeah, so we've got two more here, so these would all get caught in the basket, and then there would be one hung higher up on the line side, which will get caught in here. Very effective. They don't run these sort of things anymore. There is still post trains, but only a few. Most of it's done by road transport now. Yeah. I'm just going to the toy shop here now. So a lot of this is actually quite familiar. So we have, this is actually all mostly Mamod. So you've got the kit locomotive, you've got the Hornby Stephenson's rocket, which is a 3.5 inch gauge live steam model. Quite rare now actually, or at least a working one is. So you've got more Mamod, so you've got the various road cars they do. This is more or less more of their bread and butter of they do the traction engine type stuff. So you've actually got model road lorries here, and you've got Mamod Steam Railway. So yeah, so we have the 1989 models, Princess of Wales. Are these the Mark 1 or Mark 2? I'm not sure. Again, this is the 3.5 inch gauge rocket, which is what that box is for. And you've got some more Mamod locos. Now these are 32mm gauge, like the layout upstairs. So we've got some dinky toys, trio, that sort of thing. So what have we got here? Wow, so you've got the coronation horses. We have some Dinky and Corgi. So vans, trucks, lorries, all shapes and sizes really. Some slightly larger scale ones up here. We've got some more Mamod stuff. So you've got more the traction engines and rollers along the bottom here, and on the top these are stationary boilers. Now they actually have these set up so that you can run a a band to a tool, which we actually have some small models of the tools just in a second. So you have more steamrollers, traction engines, and yeah, so you can have like polishing equipment and stuff all hooked up to your mammal boiler. There's even a sort of a funfair type thing going on as well. Interesting piece. Finally, Cockpit Corporation Waterworks. Now this is curious because it's a vertical boiler. So we have here the cylinders at the front. Yeah, and the cylinders are driven vertically down. This drives wheels. Fascinating. So you can see the signals here, and let's go up into the signal box. Oh. So we can have some fun with signals, I think. So, what do we have here?
In this film, we shall see the connections and fittings used to work most mechanically operated signals.
So yeah, so I used to think that the white ones were the spares, but I think it doesn't quite go here. So what have we got? Up, home, up, start, up, advanced starter. Crossover, advanced starter, down, home, down, distant, lower quadrant, upper quadrant, and if you can just about see the frame underneath. So this would be used for the token, so the token would go in and then it would release the next token. And I believe this is for a crossing gate, so you turn it to open the crossing gates. And I mean, the most important thing is this is where you can sit and make your tea. It's kind of the king of the positions here. So you can just sort of see it's looking over the standard gauge running line. It's quite a short running line. So let's go back outside.
these